Welcome to the Natural Way of Being video blog. This video is titled Looking Inside, Looking Outside. So we're conditioned to look outside of ourselves, to the world, to friends, to the internet, to things that it's just not able to provide. So say we have an important decision to make. We're looking for direction or guidance for our life. Okay? Could be, what do I stay in a relationship? Do I take this job? What do I do with my kid? He's acting out. It's like these are things that there's a right, we're looking for guidance, okay, in one form or another. So now what our tendency is, again, is to look outside. We might Google it, or we might go online, or we might ask a friend, or we might, read a book, or talk to a life coach, or whatever it is, and say, tell me what to do. I got this problem and I don't know what to do. Our tendency, our culture encourages us to look outside. And it's not morally wrong to do this, but it just doesn't work. That ultimately, those things can provide possibilities, they can provide ideas and clues and places to look, but ultimately, we're going to have to go inside into our heart, into our intuition, and find out what's right for us, So same thing. We may look outside of ourselves to find out who and what we are, and that's something that it can't provide either. That has to come from inside. Or maybe we look outside to complete ourselves or to be whole. If I find the perfect soulmate, I'll feel whole and it'll be good. Well, we know that doesn't work. I know everyone watching this has tried that, right? You can call it codependency or whatever else. We have to find that wholeness and that joy, if you will, and that completeness inside of ourselves. Then we can go and share that, and then we can share that with our soulmate, with our friends, with our community, with our family. One of my favorite movie quotes, says this really well, and it's from the movie The Matrix, an older movie, and the quote is, "The Matrix cannot tell you who you are." Now, it's really important to realize that our whole culture is structured around looking outside to find these things that we cannot find the answer to. It's structured to look outside for decisions and for guidance and to find out who we are and to find happiness and joy. It's like everything, advertising and online and everything it's like, so just realize there's this momentum, and most of the people, most of your friends probably, unless you have really cool friends, which you may, but most people that you see in the world, they're going to all be looking outside for these things. Now, conversely, there are also things that we cannot meet inside of ourselves, and we need to go out in the world to find. For example, say we found a sense of who and what we are, and now we have this need to go share it with other people, or say we have a feeling which happened inside. Now we have this emotional need to express that feeling outside of ourselves, and actually all of our true emotional needs, whatever, like sense of belonging and being heard and being loved and and loving and all of those things, those are meant to be met outside of ourselves. As human beings, we're herd animals. We're meant to be part of something. And getting that sense of belonging is another thing that we can't find inside a monastery or inside of our living room. I mean, maybe we could if we're online, but to find that we need to get out and be part of something. And that's really a huge need that we have as human beings, whether we want to admit it or not. It's like, when we stop not meeting those things, maybe you noticed this during COVID, when you stop meeting those, being with people outside, we start getting a little weird, we start getting a little unbalanced. And as I mentioned before, these things work together. right? We experience something inside. Say we experience an idea or a vision of something inside. We went inside, which is a good place to experience that. And then it gets to a point where we need to share that outside of ourselves. That's a lot of what we talk about in my tradition with the medicine wheel. In the space of the East, we experience something, a vision or an idea or a new beginning. And then when we move down to the South, we're starting to offer that out and see how it affects people. Say I experience a sense of purpose in the East, like inside myself, and like this is my purpose. This is my dharma. This is my reason for being, or the reason I came here. That's great to understand that. But then there gets to be a phase with that vision or that purpose that we need to go out in the world and try it on for size and see how it affects people and see how it makes a difference and to learn. And then we integrate it. You know, we have the awakening spiritually, then we go outside and we integrate it. But they work together. You know, one's not better than or the other. They're just they provide different things, and depending on where we're at with something. So of course, the trick is to understand what's going on with you, which may be going inside, and what you're looking for, okay? And then getting a sense of where the right place to find that is. That is my video blog. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a great week where you're able to get what you need from the inside and from the outside world. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you in a week.